Yo, what's going on, guys? So today in this video, I'm gonna be talking about Rhea Ripley and why I think she sucks. Um, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I just never did. But I'm finally gonna do it now, and I'm gonna continue making these kinds of videos because there's just quite a bit of things about WWE that I want to get off my chest, and like certain characters as well that I wanted to talk about. And so that's what I'm just gonna keep doing. I'm gonna keep making these WWE videos, and hopefully you guys enjoyed them. So like, subscribe to the channel. Um, Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video. Turn on post notifications. Do all that stuff. Because I'm just gonna keep making these WWE videos for all of you who watch these videos. So, anyways, yeah, we're just gonna dive right into this. So, Rhea Ripley, thing about her is that like I've always found her like boring. Like I've never found her entertaining. Like she's had some decent or good promos, right? She's had decent or good promos. She's had good matches. Um, but she's never really been someone that I've like been entertained by overall. Like she's never really done much. She's never really had from the time that I've been watching her, since she was in the Judgment Day and whenever she got betrayed by the Judgment Day. Like I've never like from that time span, I've never seen her have some kind of like interesting story, some some good character arc. It was just like she's never really done much, and so like she was most of her promos were just boring and like she wasn't really saying much. And match wise, she barely wrestles, and so it's like there's not really much to say there. Like she's barely wrestling, and then whenever she does wrestle, like she's not really putting on good matches or even just decent matches. So there's that as well. And so yeah, it's like Rhea Ripley. She's never really been someone that I enjoyed as a character, but ever since her, you know, what's supposed to be her face turn, right? Ever since the Judgment Day betrayed her and she's supposed to be a face now, she's just become insufferable. She's become very just annoying because it all started like whenever, like I said, the Judgment Day betrayed her, and she was like supposed to be a face, but yet she's like acting more like arrogant and just like whiny and entitled than ever before. Um, and it just doesn't really make sense. It's like she was like that as a whenever she was a heel in the Judgment Day, right? But like it's like she became worse once she became a face, and like in a weird way which doesn't make sense because she's supposed to be a face. But it's like she became more arrogant and entitled and whiny once she became a face, which doesn't make sense because it's like you're supposed to be the face, and she just she became. It's because like for me it's like it doesn't really make sense how Rhea Ripley, she was like trying to justify all the bad things she was doing to live, and she was trying to treat her. She was trying to. Her and Damien Priest were like treating themselves like they were the victims, and they were the ones like that were done wrong, even though like if you've been paying attention storyline wise to this, I mean like Judgment Day is not really even an interesting faction to begin with, but like if you paid attention to the storyline, you would see like from the very beginning, Rhea Ripley, she's the one that caused all of this destruction with the Judgment Day to begin with, because she was constantly belittling Dom, and like trying to be the boss of the Judgment Day, and like same with Damian Priest. He was like constantly bossing everyone around and trying to be the leader, and bullying people in the Judgment Day. And so then they get betrayed for a good reason, and then they try to paint themselves as the victims, and whine and complain about it because they got betrayed. And like all of a sudden now, like they're supposed to be the faces, which doesn't make any sense because they're literally the villains here. They're the ones that were being pieces of crap, and they got betrayed for a good reason. But somehow we're just supposed to like see them as the face now. It just didn't make sense, and then they just be Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley were just so whiny like constantly trying to paint themselves as the victims. And so that's that's whenever I started just like getting annoyed with Rhea Ripley because she was like just coming off as just very whiny and entitled and just and like just very what's it called, yeah, like egotistical as well, and just like very um like self-righteous or whatever, like it. That's how Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest came off to me, and because of that, I just didn't really. I started like getting annoyed with their characters because of that part, right? But it goes even further than that because, like, to be honest, like I was interested in the Rhea and Liv storyline for a while, but then after like after maybe after SummerSlam, I just thought it became filler, it became boring, it became repetitive. Um, and then they dragged it on all the way till January of 2025, when Liv finally lost the title to Rhea Ripley, and she got the title that she never lost. Like C-Jack says, and it was just like like, oh yeah, you got the title. After doing what, like they were feuding since like May of 2025 of 2024, and since May, and then like they drag that on all the way till January of 2025. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, like it became filler after SummerSlam of last year. Like whenever they got betrayed and they were still fighting and everything. It was been tiring. Like, regardless who I thought was in the right or wrong, like it was just a boring. It was repetitive, but it was a good storyline for the moment. Like for a while. Um, and then, but it's just like Rhea Ripley. Okay, she wins the title the second time. She wins the world title the second time. But like, what did she do memorable within that? Like, she literally, all her matches were forgettable and boring, and she was still constantly just like, just acting all entitled and whiny every promo, and like was and like then what? She also carries the title for only like 2 months, and then loses it to Io Sky. Um, so it was just like, okay, like we did all this whole Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan storyline. We dragged that on for like what, 7 months or whatever, from May to January, and then just for Liv to lose the title, and just for Rhea Ripley to only carry the world title for 2 months, and like have a forgettable title reign to begin with. This is the second title reign that she had that was just completely forgettable. And like she was like, and then after that, she became more annoying because every single time, every single time, she was just whining and complaining every promo, talking about, oh, I want the world title, I need the world title, Bianca, Io, like you guys are y'all are taking my opportunity away. I deserve the world title over you guys. Um, and like and then like Bianca Belair, she like rightfully earns her way into the WrestleMania match with Io for the world title because she won the Elimination Chamber, and Rhea Ripley just gets to whine her way into the match and gets the match. Like, are you serious, bro? That's when I became like a big full-on hater. I was already a hater on Rhea Ripley because of how whiny and entitled she was being before that. But like whenever she whined her way into the WrestleMania match with Io and Bianca, I was like, dude, that's when I became a big time hater of Rhea Ripley because like that's like it's like it became an over push at that point, right? Like she was being over pushed at that point, and it's still continuing on to this day. But it's like, yeah, it's like being over pushed and then constantly like whining and complaining and then whining her way into a match and like acting like she's somehow in the right because even though she's like the one that kicked Bianca in the face whenever they were having, she was the referee, right? And it was just like, it's like Rhea Ripley just was never taking accountability for anything at all whatsoever, right? And then, like I said, every promo she would just complain and complain and like you know that like make it seem like Bianca and Io are in the wrong. Even though like they're the ones that were supposed to have this match at WrestleMania to begin with, and she just cried her way into that match, right? And it's just like so, and then she continued doing that even after WrestleMania because she became a part of Io's whole title reign. Not only was she a part of Liv Morgan's whole title reign, like not only did she like ruin that whole thing because she was like pretty much Liv's whole title reign was only about Rhea Ripley. They dragged that feud on for so fucking long that it got to a point where it's like, okay, now Liv Morgan's title reign only has to do with Rhea Ripley now. That's all her title reign was just matches with Rhea and brawling with Rhea and her and Rhea, saying the same thing. He's talking about, oh, I took Dom from you, and then Rhea's like, oh, I'm gonna take back my title. I never lost it. And then just talking about Dom and complaining about him too. It's just they were both doing the same thing for months. Her and Liv just saying the same things and like having the same brawls every week. They dragged it on from May of last year all the way to January of 2025. Like it was ridiculous. Liv's whole title reign was about Rhea Ripley. That's all it was. Like Rhea Ripley came in. This is what I'm talking about. The whole over push thing. Just like her, just ruining everyone's momentum, ruining everyone's shine. Um, just and like just taking over everyone's storylines. And it's like no one can shine when Rhea Ripley's around. Because Triple H, he's the one that is constantly pushing her the most out of everyone else. Like she's obviously one of his favorites within WWE. Um, so it's like, yeah, she's the one from and then not only is Liv's title reign all about Rhea Ripley, but then she makes Io's title reign all about Rhea Ripley because Rhea ends up crying and complaining about winning the world title every single week. So then Rhea Ripley ends up being in every single title match with Io Sky, even after WrestleMania of this year. Like literally, every single match. She was involved in every single world title match, and Io Sky's pretty much title reign was all about Rhea Ripley at this point. That's all it was, bro. And so it became so annoying. Like every single week, she was like, "Oh, I want my title. I want my title. I want the world title. I want the title. I need the title. I want the title. I deserve the title." It's like, shut up. Like that's all she says every single promo, and she's always complaining, and like that. And then she like I said, she winds her way into every match, and then she gets every match without ever earning it. Everyone else has to earn their match. Bianca Belair, like I said, she had to earn her match. Um, but like Rhea Ripley, she can just, unlike everyone else, Rhea Ripley can just get a title match every single time. Io Sky literally is told to Liv Morgan, you have to earn a title match. But Rhea Ripley just gets a title match for no reason. Like Io Sky herself, she's the one that went to Adam Pearce and asked for the match with Rhea Ripley for the world title. Are you kidding me, bro? Like that's just such stupid ass writing. This is what I don't understand. It's like certain people in WWE has to earn a title match, but then the favorites that Triple H's favorites don't have to earn the title match. They can just get a title match. Like it makes absolutely no sense. Um so yeah, it's like Rhea Ripley made Io Sky's whole title reign about her. It was all about her, bro. Like she tainted Liv Morgan's title reign and she ruined Io Sky's title reign. It's like, and pretty much, and she was in because she was pretty much involved in every title match, bro. Literally, like she's so over pushed, and like you know, and like she doesn't even put on good matches. Like her match with Io and Bianca was good, but like she barely wrestles, and she, like and like she barely wrestles, but whenever she does, she's not even really putting on good matches. Like the matches she had after WrestleMania weren't good. They were not good. Um, And all she, like I said, all she continued to do even after WrestleMania was just complaining about not having the title and being involved in every title match and pretty much making Io Sky's title reign all about her. It's like it's the same stuff, bro. Rhea Ripley's so overput. She's so annoying. She's so entitled and whiny, and she's been this way ever since the Judgment Day betrayed her. But it doesn't make sense because like I said, she's supposed to be a face, but like you're writing her as a heel, and this is what I mean is like Triple H. I feel like he doesn't know how to write faces or heels anymore, or just like because like the last true face and heel that I feel like I've noticed and that I've really been interested in was like Cody versus Roman. You know, like that whole thing. I feel like that was the last like true heel versus face moment within WWE, and like, but like ever since then, it's like everyone, all the characters are just so convoluted and so like so contradicting, and it's like it just doesn't make sense. Like there's really no faces or heels anymore. Um, Within WWE because like most of them are either tweeners or they're heels that are like supposed to be like they're supposed to be like having like speaking facts and like having some kind of moral, you know, in like some kind of like heelish way. And then the faces are supposed to be like egotistical narcissists who think they're better than everyone and think they can do no wrong. And like it's just like it's like Triple H doesn't know how to write the faces or the heels. You know, everyone's characters are just so convoluted. The only true, um, well charactered faces, in my opinion, are like LA Knight, Lyra Valkyria, and like Maxine Dupree. You know, Otis, Tozawa. Not saying that I like their characters, but I'm saying like for what they are, they're supposed to be a face, right? And so they're well written faces because they're portrayed that way, and that's all they are. They're just simply the good guys, and you can see it because within their actions, they're not like egotistical, and they're not like like being doing dumb stuff and the wrong things and like still claiming to be the good guy. Like they're not like that. They're just simply the good guy. They're just simply clean cut baby faces, and that's really it. Um, and and the true heels I would say are probably like Logan Paul and Nia Jax because like Logan Paul and Nia Jax, they embrace being the bad guys. They embrace you know being who they are. They know that they're the bad guys, and they embrace it. Like they just see themselves as they simply know they're heels, and they embrace that. They diss the fans. They're the only true heels, from from that side, because they're the ones that are self aware of that they're heels, and they constantly diss the fans all the time and don't kiss anybody's ass, and they just do heelish things all the time. So it's like I don't know. Like Rhea Ripley's supposed to be a face, but yeah, she's written like a heel. She's literally constantly just acting entitled and whiny and like she was wrong. She was in the wrong when it came to the whole Liv Morgan and Judgment Day situation as well because like she's the one that injured Liv Morgan first. And then Liv does it back and as revenge, and somehow Liv Morgan's the bad guy now. Like that's how we're writing these characters. Like it makes absolutely no sense from a writing standpoint. Um, like even if you want to say that Liv is the heel, which yeah she is a heel, but like she's not. It doesn't really make sense to write her as a heel though because like she's not she wasn't in the wrong when it came to any of this, situation with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was the one in the wrong, so it doesn't make sense to like their characters and like have Liv Morgan be a heel while Rhea Ripley's a face. Like it just, it's just contradicting, and so yeah, it's like if she's supposed to be a face, then why is she behaving? Why is Rhea Ripley behaving like a heel? Why is she being all entitled and whiny and egotistical and like she's like pushing Io Sky around like before WrestleMania, and like pretty much just bullying her and but now all of a sudden she's all buddy buddy with her. It's like I don't know. It's like it's just like Rhea Ripley's character doesn't really make sense to me. Her face run has just been garbage. Her title reigns have been garbage. You know, her world title reigns. Her feuds have been garbage. Her matches are garbage. Her promos are garbage because all she's doing is just complaining every single week. And so, I don't know. It's like what is so special about Rhea Ripley? There's literally nothing. There's nothing at all. Um, she's just boring. She's annoying. There's like nothing interesting about her character. You know, like I just I don't really see the what other people see in her. Like she gets all these massive cheers whenever she comes out, and it's just like to me, I like if I was in the stadium, if I was in the crowd, I wouldn't be cheering her at all. Like she's not interesting. She's I don't. What's entertaining about her? There's nothing. Like she has nothing going for her at all, character wise, story wise, promo wise, match wise. Like literally nothing. There's literally nothing. She's just an overpushed, annoying, boring character. That's literally all she is. You know. So I don't know, man. Me personally, I just wanted to make this video just to explain why I hate Rhea Ripley, why I think she sucks. Um, and you know, I'm gonna continue making these videos, like I said. And you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm trying to think of if I covered it all, because sometimes I remember some things that, and after I upload a video and then I'm just like, oh, I forgot to say this. So I don't want to have that moment again after I'm done finishing this video. So I'm trying to think right now if I forgot anything. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I covered it all. I think I covered it all, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think I've said it pretty much everything I had to say. Um, me personally, I think that just Rhea Ripley just needs a character change. I think that's the last thing I'm gonna say. She just needs a character change, bro. She needs something more interesting about her. She needs, um, you know, she just needs to get a new gimmick or something. I don't know. Like she just needs something new about her character. Because right now she's just stale. She's boring. Like there's nothing. She's not going anywhere storyline wise right now. And she's just like being in every title match. That's literally all her character has been, reduced to. It's just being a title chasing person who just complains about wanting the title every single week and whining her way into every title match. That's all her character has been at this point. It's just an overpushed, whiny, entitled, title chasing person. That's literally all her character is. And so I think she just needs something more interesting to her as a character. Like she can't keep being this, like, just the character that she currently is right now. Like, just like I said, she's just annoying and boring right now. She's repetitive in every single way. So if we can get that character change, if Triple H can give her a character change, I would really, appreciate it. But I just don't think we're ever gonna get that. I think Rhea Ripley's just gonna keep being in every title match. She's gonna keep being overpushed. She's gonna keep cutting these annoying promos and boring promos, and she's just gonna keep doing the same thing that she's been doing for months now, for like a year now. And it sucks, and like I said, for like what 2 years when she was in Judgment Day, she was never really that interesting. Then she became insufferable after she left the Judgment Day. And so, yeah, it's like she just, I don't know, she just needs a character change, bro. She really does. So anyways, that's all I have to say about Rhea Ripley. Hopefully we get a character change. Like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.